probably wondering what the hell that was. No, we're not having audio issues. That was actually the 11th video ever posted on YouTube.
That's right.
Yeah, so we thought that would be cool to show that women have kind of been around since the inception of YouTube, since the beginning.
Quietly, but yeah.
Very quietly. Apparently we don't know how you sound, that's fine. We're learning, we're progressing, things are getting better. So this is the Women of YouTube screening. Let's introduce, I guess we should talk about ourselves a little bit, just so you know who we are.
That's my favorite subject.
You want to go first, girl?
I feel like I'm really quiet. Is this on?
It is.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Just put it right up to your mouth like this.
I'm just going to make out with the microphone. Hi, so my name is Bryarly. My channel is Bryarly Bishop, which is, yes, my real name. Which is a question I've gotten more this weekend than ever before in my life.
It's a good stage name.
Is it?
I think it is.
But nobody can pronounce the first half.
What do you get?
Bryarly.
Bryarly.
Most of the time I actually get a Bishop. But I do a mix of video blog sketches and music.
Very cool. I'm Meghan Tonjes. I do music and vlogs and body positivity things. Basically just act a fool and have fun in front of the camera. I've been doing YouTube since 2006, so I've been here right since the beginning, which definitely I think has influenced some of the videos that I chose for today, because as you guys have been here this weekend, you've seen a lot of amazing women, a lot of amazing talent on this site. You've seen Grace and Hannah and Mamrie, all these people that are amazing. Today we kind of, instead of going maybe the women that you have seen a lot of, we've chosen a lot of videos with people that maybe you've never heard of, or that aren't here. So it's going to be a little eclectic show. My first video that I chose was actually one of the first people I subscribed to in 2006, named Katie Blog. I don't know if anyone knows. One person knows who Katie Blog is. For me, I think she really set the ground for people like Hannah and Grace, especially with comedy and vlogs. And this is a video that I chose because back in 2008 and 2007, it was more of a vlogger site. It wasn't as much with music and comedy and things like that. It was a lot of vloggers making a lot of video responses and calling each other out constantly. And YouTube hadn't been acquired by Google yet, so it was kind of in the beginning stages of figuring out, are we just having fun and is this a hobby, or is this something that's a career, or something that you make money off of, and how does that change the content? So the first video that we're going to watch is called To My Fellow Vloggers by Katie Blog. I love her.
I was actually listening to that thinking, I didn't start making videos until 2011, and listening to that I was like, the things that have and have not changed. But it's like sensitivity, oh yes. Oh yes.
Everything that you do in a video, people are going to have an opinion about, and let you know it.
Definitely, and I feel like what she's saying about being reckless is, I mean, it's very hard. Like, I made a video about feminism this past week, and was so nervous. The entire time I was filming, the entire time I was editing, I was like waiting for it to upload, just watching the bar like, oh god! Oh god, this is a hot button topic, I don't know if I can do this. I think I canceled the upload twice.
No.
I did, and then I was finally like, you know what, it's gonna be fine. And then the comment section is totally off in crazy land. But nobody's mad at me, so that's good.
That's good. A+.
Thank you.
And I think that it's interesting that a lot of the same issues and a lot of the same thoughts were happening back in like 2007, 2008. That there was a lot of that fear of, is this the place where I can kind of be at my most honest and be at my most true and say the things that maybe people aren't saying. And I think that that's even more of a struggle now, because now all of a sudden you have advertisers attached to things, you have brand deals, you have networks, you have the eyes of a lot more people watching you. So it becomes a little scarier of like, can I really make a video where I'm just angry or I'm upset about something and I say whatever I want with no repercussions, because it's kind of not that world anymore.
I think YouTube as a whole is moving towards a more old school media way of doing things, which honestly is such a shame. Because what she was saying about like TV tells you what you want to watch, and now YouTube is telling you constantly what it thinks you want to watch. But what I liked about what she was doing, like, I mean, I liked how honest it was generally. I liked the whole video. Yeah. Let me think about a new way to introduce that thought. I thought her call to action was great. Yeah. She was just like, guys, just do it. It's okay. Don't be afraid.
The thing I like about like a video like that is that something that, I mean, granted being on a big screen, you can see that that video was made in 2007, but it feels contemporary. It feels like this is something that someone would put up today, and it would be a lot of the same issues that we're going through. As content creators and as women on the site, you deal with a lot of backlash for the things that you say and a lot of two-way thinking as far as what you can do and what you can't do. So I think that it's interesting. I think there's always going to be kind of an underground community. I think there's always going to be people that are stepping outside of the box and aren't afraid to kind of make a mess. And especially, even regardless of how many subscribers you have or how much is going on, I think it's important to kind of maintain that spirit of, at the end of the day, why do I want to be like everything else that is on television or something else when I can say the things that not everyone's saying, and have an audience for that, and have people that actually want to have legit discussions and conversations and comments, if the comments are working.
I think like with our women on YouTube talk here, I think that a lot of the time, like especially now, people think like if you're like, oh, you're a girl making videos on YouTube, does that mean that you make makeup videos? I feel like it should.
And it might.
And it might, which is great. But I do think a lot of the time people are like, oh, well, like you make beauty videos, but some of them are really, really incredible. Like I can barely do this to my face, and I'm really incredibly impressed by people who can do more. Our next video actually is a makeup video. It's called Goth Lolita Doll. Wow, that is hard to say.
Say it 3 times fast.
Goth Lolita Doll. I can't.
So legit.
See, here's the thing. That video is 8 minutes long, I think.
Yeah.
I fully expected to sit here being bored, and I was fascinated.
I was so entertained.
Again.
I think the lashes is where it got me.
It was like feathers.
Like, why are the lashes in the middle of her eye? Oh my god. The thing about makeup guru videos is that it's one of those things where I feel like people don't take it seriously. A lot of people don't take it seriously, but I would say Makeup Gurus probably bring in the most income off of YouTube.
Probably.
I think Michelle Phan specifically is a very smart businesswoman. Like, she has her own makeup line. She has her own company. She's part of the Tea Bags, the subscription that you get every month. So it's interesting that people will look down, I think, sometimes on Makeup Gurus or just generally that area of YouTube.
Well, it's pretty.
It's very pretty.
Pretty
it's very, very
can't
pretty.
Be serious.
No, of course not. But it's interesting to me that tends to be the place where people are, you know, doing really, really well and doing really cool work. And I mean, Michelle Phan's one example, but there's so many amazing makeup gurus. And I don't do really makeup, but I watch them fascinated. So like Peterlude, Next Sparkage, and all these people I'm just obsessed with.
I didn't even know that white eyeliner existed before that video.
It's how you make your eyes pop.
To make them doll-like.
To make them dull. It's bonnet time. You know what I'm saying?
Buffer Festival, hashtag bonnet time.
Everybody tweet.
Quick, do it!
Quick, make a t-shirt, put it on district lines. So, moving on from makeup gurus, there are a lot of, obviously different styles of things that go on the site, whether it be in music or be in comedy. And it's interesting that the platform is not just a place where we can make you laugh, but also a place where we can discuss real issues and maybe do it in a funny way. So the next video I chose is one of my good friends, chescaleigh, and the video is called Shit White Girls Say to Black Girls.
Oh shit. Wow.
She's so good. It's good. It's interesting that like a video like that is something I think it went viral, and that way there's a whole series of like shit girls say to gay guys, shit girls say in general. And
it's just girls talking.
It's just girls talking. Girls talking, but it's interesting that it's something that's so funny and I think will get passed around because it's humorous, but at the same time it makes you think about the things that you say to other people and how you present yourself and the things that girls say to each other especially.
I was watching that, like, the person would watch it just thinking, like, oh my god, I think I said some of those things. Like, I'm reasonably sure that I have said, hey girlfriend.
And now you're regretting that.
I am, because I didn't think about it at the time. I was like, oh, this is slang. Like, I can just say this. I can say he can get it, because, like, maybe he can. I just didn't think about it. I don't know.
It's interesting to me. I think that's why I like videos like that so much, especially for chescaleigh, because she's done a few of them, where she'll take something that we don't think about necessarily, and she'll really break it down to show you, like, maybe we should be a little bit more thoughtful about the things that we say and the things that we do, because we don't realize maybe some of the privilege that we have, and some of the things that can be very hurtful and shaming to other people.
And I think comedy in general is a really good way to present more serious issues, because if you come at somebody with anger, then they like automatically tend to get defensive. But if you just point it out and it's funny, and then they're like, oh no, I feel like that's more likely to actually change their actions, or at least their opinions. But I think humor in general is a good way to present things. And one of my favorite bloggers is Vihart.
Oh yeah.
And she kind of, I mean, obviously she doesn't like hold down the science camp for women, but she is one of my favorites. And I feel like when people think about women on YouTube, they don't really go, yeah, science.
But they should.
But they should, as this video will demonstrate, by the power of green beans.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me a little bit of like Brain Scoop or something. It was a little, like you're learning a lot.
Brain Scoop, as you know.
Yeah, that was really good. What I like about that is that you're learning things, and you're also, it's very poetic.
And it's kind of like accidental learning.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Magic School Bus?
Oh yeah.
I adored the Magic School Bus. Yeah, I adored the Magic School Bus. Like, I remember what time it came on every day, because it was 4:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, computer games.
So I love videos like that, because I'm not in school anymore. I graduated last year, and I miss learning. But I also find that when like you go out and just buy a book about math or about like physics or science, like biology, then books for adults are really unenjoyable, because they're not very entertaining. It's incredibly dry. So to watch something like this, it was quite a good crash course.
Yeah. Oh.
If you will.
Nice reference there, buddy. Yeah, I love the fact that hopefully what we do during this show, and you guys take away from it, is that there's so many different areas of this site where people are doing great work and women are doing great work. So it's not just limited to one thing or the other. It's not just makeup gurus, it's not just musicians, it's not just comedians. You can come in with any kind of passion for anything and make a video enjoyable and make people connect with it. So something like that, it makes me want to learn more. Also, I feel like I'm learning how to cook, which I don't know how to do, which is fun.
I have to admit that I tend to like cooking videos that are not instructional.
Just like when they're like reading poems and having to make
like maybe when
casserole.
they're Hannah Hart. And I will admit to watching my own cooking videos back, because I just forget things that I said. Like whenever I'm editing a video, they're just like, I made that joke? I don't remember making that joke.
Yeah, it's just a whole different world in this day. There's so much diversity, there's so many different things going on. One of the important things that I think comes up, and one of my favorite people that you're about to introduce is lacigreen. And I think she does an amazing job of, she does a lot of sex positive videos and kind of teaching people about their bodies and why they shouldn't be ashamed of their bodies and their sexual urges, and kind of breaking things down. Tumblr loves her. There are a lot of gifts that.
Tumblr is mixed on her.
Oh, really? My Tumblr loves her.
My Tumblr is excitable.
Oh, no.
And, from what I've gathered from Tumblr, apparently she said a slur in a video a few years ago. Like, took the video down, apologized, but then they found it again.
Oh, no.
And there was a lot of hate, and I feel like that's one of the, like, she had death threats, she had to move, she left the internet for a while, and she's now back. Yay! Yay, Lacey! But I do think that what I have heard from other people is that, like, especially girls who come up to me are like, I want to make videos, but what about the harassment? Is that seems to be more of a problem for girls on YouTube. I haven't, have I? I don't think I've experienced anything like that, but...
I mean, I've been around for a while, so I've experienced all kinds of different harassment. I've experienced just like the comment harassment, the sexual harassment online. I've also experienced people giving out, like there was a guy that gave out my family's phone number. But I don't live with my family, but you know, I would like people not to show up to my house. My parents would be very freaked out. It's interesting because I do feel like there is not that there can be an issue of safety for everyone on the internet, but I do feel there's a lot of animosity and anger towards girls sometimes, and it goes into a direction where people feel like they can bully you or harass you and make you kind of afraid for your life, for everything.
I think it is especially when girls talk about things that they're not supposed to talk about, quote unquote. Like if you go up and talk about feminism or talk about sex or talk about body positivity or diversity or
very
anything
hot
that sort of
issues that people are very divided on.
People are already angry about it, and then they're also not used to seeing women come forward about it. I mean, if you just look at politics, then, or really most industries, then women are sort of the minority, and so you're not used to seeing girls go up and get.
But on YouTube, women are everywhere, and we're kind of speaking our mind constantly.
Damn right.
Hell yeah. So you want to talk about this next video that you're going to show?
I do. It's called Men and Femininity, and I like it a lot. I feel like I mean, you're going to watch the video, but I feel
You'll love it.
It's really very good. As women have been like moving forward with feminism and like equality, and that's all awesome, and I'm totally behind it. Like well, are you wearing pants or leggings?
I'm wearing, that's a good question. It's like a mix of both of them. I don't really own pants anymore because I moved to the West Coast and I was like, nah, I don't live that life. Now I'm touring on the East Coast and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I have to live that life now. So they're kind of pants.
My point was going to be, we're both wearing pants.
Yay!
Which we couldn't have done like 100 years ago.
I would have done that 100 years ago.
But like, the thing is that most guys that I know do not go out and wear skirts or dresses, and it seems like even those, as it's becoming more acceptable for girls to go do boy things, it seems to be much harder for boys to go do girl things. And I don't know if that speaks to what they think about girls or what, but
this is a video that explores that.
yeah, it is. I want to really quick, before we go on, we've got a fair number of dudes in the audience, yes? Quiet, over there. I don't want to like make you feel uncomfortable or put you on the spot, but have you, and you don't have to like talk, just raise your hand. Like, have you ever felt like you couldn't do something that was feminine?
Now we're all gonna hug.
I'm just curious, like, because I have a lot of guy friends, and they have, I mean, not that they've been like, I really want to wear a dress today, but I can't. But they will like say things like, oh, like I'm so, like I keep getting described as effeminate, and they're really bummed out about it. I'm like, but you're pretty, like that's great. And I think she does a really good job of touching on those kinds of issues.
I think she does a great job of just taking things, again, that we don't, just like chescaleigh, we don't think about when we say it. We don't realize that we're kind of backing people into a corner, making people, because here's the thing, when you out loud say like, oh, you reference someone else doing something and you're like, oh, I can't, how do I say this? Like, if you, first of all, I hope that none of you use the word like it's so gay or something like that, because that's just so awful, and I hate that phrase so much. But when you shame other people around you, you make comments about their choices or the things they do, and talk about them, if it's being effeminate or anything like that, as being less than, you're kind of making that same statement to everyone else around you that's friends with you. So you're saying that about someone else, and you're not thinking about it. You're kind of saying to your friends, hey, if you do this thing, I'm going to think the exact same thing about you.
And I think that goes like not just for gender issues, but for any kind of sort of negative judgment that you just throw out, unthinking. There's probably going to be somebody around you who either has done that thing or like feels like you're judging them or judging someone that they care about. Which, I mean, for me just means try to be more polite and nice, but it goes deeper than that.
It goes way deeper than that. And I think that it's interesting just like the commentary that we have about other things and how that is something that a lot of us will internalize. So one of the important things, obviously we've talked about gender and feminism, and one of the things that I'm really interested on the internet is the issue of body positivity. Because that's something that I've struggled with my entire life, and I know a lot of my subscribers struggle with. And a lot of things that I get messages about are people that, a lot of girls especially, who wake up and feel like, I'm not good enough because I don't look a certain way.
You had a great tweet the other day.
What did I tweet?
It wasn't the other day. It was like months or something ago, and I
well, I tweet like 300 times a day, so you really have to narrow it down.
The other day is like the day that is not today in my mind.
Okay, fair enough.
So it was something like when you make a comment about the women around you, or like when you make a comment about the way a woman looks, then that comment is internalized by all the women in your life.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought that was great.
Thank you. It's kind of one of those. Yeah, I mean, it's something I believe is if you sit there and you say, oh, she looks so slutty, or oh yeah, she's done all these things, and you make a judgment about someone. You need to know that like your sister, your mother, your aunt, your friend they're listening to those comments and thinking, if I ever do something like that, that's how the person that I love is going to view me.
Or they're thinking like, well, crap, I wore a really short dress last night.
Yeah, so what do you think about me now?
Yeah.
It's awful. But yeah, so that's one of the important things. I think that I watch a lot of people who explore body positivity, and I started a collab channel a few years ago called Project Life Size, and we really wanted to show that there are people in the world who don't look like everyone else and who don't hate themselves for it. And maybe sometimes you do hate yourself, but you're not scared to talk about it and to feel that, because that's what it is to be human, and everyone feels that. When I was like, apparently I love Tumblr. I'm just going to be talking about Tumblr all day.
Tumblr also.
I see gift sets all the time in videos, and that's how I find videos. And I saw a gift set, and I say gift because I don't care, because I'm a rebel. I'll do what I damn well please.
It's gift.
It's gift, not gonna, guys. Let's not get into it here.
This is the big fight.
I can't start a war in Canada, okay?
I'm fine. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll start a war right now. So I saw a gift set for this, and I fell in love with this video. I cried the entire time. So I wanted to bring all of the feels to our Women of YouTube screen.
Oh, no.
I know. So prepare yourself to cry. This is a woman by the name of TatiAnaMercedes, and it's called Find Love for Yourself. And we're all sobbing right now. We're all crying. That's one of my favorite videos ever on YouTube.
You're
because
a masochist.
That kind of viewpoint, and who are just talking real shit. You know, so because you don't find it all the time on television or anything. YouTube's a place where anyone can make a video, and some of the most honest, real things come out of that. You're okay. The footrests are, you know, they're a real situation.
They're really confusing.
They're really confusing. I'm trying to balance my ass on this chair right now and not fall.
I don't know if this is the case. I listened to that, and I think everybody has insecurities about their physical appearances, or, you know, just their emotional appearances. And I wish that I had found a video about this, because it only just occurred to me right now. But I think that, oh man,
it's so good.
Here we go.
Oh,
I think that a lot of the time it's very difficult to make videos like that, not just because of the physical side of things, but because of how people judge you when you are emotional, or if you have some sort of like mental illness, or, which, like, as a phrase I hate so much. When I was younger, I had severe depression, and so when I was listening to that, it wasn't like I felt that way because I don't like the way I look. It was like I felt that way because I had no friends. And it's very difficult to share that kind of things, because people don't like to listen to you being sad. They don't like to listen to you being angry. They don't want to hear about the bad things that are happening to you unless they're over, because then it's fine. And I think that for me, one of the things that helped bring me out of that place was making friends finally, and having a support system. And I think that the same thing happens on YouTube. Is that there are just groups of people who will have your back. And I mean, I was in Sarcastics. Did anybody watch Sarcastics? Oh, you guys! So I was in Sarcastics on YouTube for about a year, I guess, and then we just stopped.
Collab channels are a thing, let me tell you. They're not easy.
Collab channels are a thing, and there were like 5 awesome girls who sort of, I don't know if they like paved the way.
They did.
But they definitely...
It was the Vlog Brothers who kind of started off doing the daily vlogs. then it was 5 awesome girls, 5 awesome guys, 5 awesome gays. All around the same thing. So it kind of became, yeah, it was 5 awesome everything. Do you want to restart 5 awesome girls?
No, but we were debating when we were doing Sarcastics. We were debating actually having our name be 5 Awesome Vaginas.
I don't know if you would have got brand deals with it.
I have never gotten a freaking brand deal. Like, it doesn't even, I don't want one, because like if you do it, then people are just like, you sold out, man. I'm like, what did I sell?
You're sold out.
It's 30 seconds for, you know, for a flight home. Like, sorry.
I'll gladly talk about anything for 30 seconds for a flight home. I don't, anyone can say I'm selling out. It's like, no.
It's well, maybe, but now I get Christmas with my family, so... Sorry. Yeah, and like there was a ladies survey this year that I didn't do but intend to one day.
It's interesting that the community of women, for everything else that's going on, I feel like we tend to stay pretty together, and not in a sense that we agree with everything that we do and say, because there have been videos along the way, like Jenna Marbles made a slut-shaming video, and lacigreen jumped on that, and everyone else jumped on that, and other people had different opinions, and it's interesting
so
that...
far away from that. I was a coward about that whole situation.
Yeah, well...
I gotta be honest.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where, like, I think when we do things within the community, that we're our biggest critics. We're the first ones to kind of jump in and support each other, and we're the first ones to kind of jump in and say, hey, you went too far. You went too far. And
part of that...
Okay. No, you go. You go. You have a microphone too.
I'm just going to say that I think that part of that is like how close the YouTube community feels. Like when you watch somebody's videos for a long time, then you feel like you know them. And the same way that you would with like a good friend. Like, I feel like the best friends are the ones who have your back, but also will call you out on your shit. And be like, listen, dude, I love you, but that was dumb. Or, like, that was not appropriate.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of how the community views itself, as, like, just really good friends, where they'll be like, yeah, I totally have your back. Not that time.
Maybe not that time. And it's interesting, too, because what happens is, in those situations, I feel like a lot of the comments are a lot of people's fans or, like, subscribers fighting back and forth. And it can kind of go to a place where it's not meant to be. But hopefully, when you see any of those things go down on YouTube or on Twitter or Facebook, Tumblr, or whatever, and you see people kind of having differing opinions on something or feeling maybe personally hurt by a video that another woman's made where we're talking back and forth, is to not necessarily be like, well, I like this person, so I hate you, is to kind of go in and have a real conversation. Like, people are going to have different points of view, and the great thing about this site and this platform and what it started as and hopefully what continues throughout is the community and the idea that this is a place where we have discussions. This is a place where we all grow together, we all learn together. There are things that maybe you've never thought of, things that maybe you've never put together, and maybe, you know, there's a video along the way that's going to make you think about that. There's a video, well, not so much video responses anymore, but at one time there were video responses.
I already miss video responses, and I'm sorry, but I just want to take a second to get really annoyed about Google fucking Plus. I'm sorry. No, you know what? I'm not sorry. It's horrible. I'm so mad about it. Oh, Jesus.
And here's the thing, as a woman of YouTube, you have the right to express that opinion.
I did my letter to YouTube, and that did jack shit. Sorry.
You can make it a video response to anything. So
I can't, no. But if I made a video that was like, Google, then like all of my emails, well, that's not true. Okay.
You're going to break this down.
3 of my emails are on Google. I know I have way too many emails.
I have 3 emails on Google, too.
Okay, so I have 3 emails on Google. What if they're just like, she doesn't like the Plus, man. We gotta take her down. You go to Yahoo. Is Yahoo around?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta admit, I did make fun of Yahoo in a stand-up sketch.
Don't do it.
2 months ago.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it was like, they own Tumblr, and now everything's gonna suck.
No. Owning Tumblr is the best. Take Tumblr.
It seems fine. I like...
Tumblr's good.
Can we reaffirm how much we enjoy Tumblr briefly?
Okay, so listen, now that we have done a lot of this serious stuff, and we've all cried together, I feel it's necessary to do something a little bit more fun.
Shall we bring it back up?
Do you want to watch that video again and cry?
No. I didn't cry.
No, not at all. Definitely didn't put your head down and tear up a little bit. I didn't see that at all. I cried a little bit. I hid my face away from everyone. So this video that I chose is, I was going through my favorites, basically, when I was planning for this show. I was like, what are the things that made me cry? What are the things that made me think? What are the things that made me laugh? And this is a video by a woman named Anjelah Johnson, Phan, Qui Qui, I'ma cut you. Prepare yourself.
I actually just really like the song, though.
Catchy, right?
It's really good.
I love her because she's someone, she's a comedian who had a pretty well-known character on Mad TV, Phan, Qui Qui. And then she kind of came to YouTube and I think found a whole new audience and expanded that character into doing music and all kinds of different videos. So it's interesting that it's not just doing mainstream stuff anymore. It's kind of like you can't really keep that up and propel that unless you kind of go onto the internet, because that's where everyone is nowadays.
We will have you.
We will take all of your souls. It got real creepy and real dark real fast.
Sorry, I do that.
It's okay. It's okay. Music's my favorite thing on this site, and I'm just so happy that, like, I love when comedy goes into music. I love when just music goes into music.
I'm working on a rap video.
Oh no.
Long.
Oh no.
And
with the Wong. He doesn't like to show his feet in videos, just so you know. Not that I don't know why I know that.
I know that he really likes socks, but
yes, he's very sensitive about his feet.
No, well, he just has told like 2 or 3 times. He's just been like, I really like socks. I'm like, fantastic. No,
is that what the rap's about?
No, it's not. He's lovely, but we're the rap is, it's like the perfect first date. But both of ours are sort of psychotic for different reasons. I'm very excited about it. It probably won't be out for like a month, but pretty excited about that.
Are you gonna wear that outfit?
No. I'm wearing the dress from yesterday, I think.
Oh,
Thank
from
you.
the gala thing.
Yeah,
it's a fancy dress.
Thanks.
We really just got up on stage so you guys can tell us how pretty we are. That's what this comes down to.
I always feel weird about it. Like, I don't know. It's because, like, I don't... because I don't...
You can't take it back.
Well, like, I don't know. I guess growing up, I was just like, well, I don't know. I'm not trying to, like, take it back there, but, like, I was like, people who are pretty and nice and smart have friends. I don't have friends, so I can't be any of those things. And then I just kind of adopted this philosophy. I was like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. I just, like, went on with my life, and that's still sort of how I come at it, is just like, well, I want to do things, and I may as well. Like, my whole life philosophy is just, why not? So when you're like, you're pretty, I'm just like, okay.
I'll take it.
Thanks.
Yeah. I, on the other hand, I'm like, tell me I'm pretty. Please tell me I'm pretty. It's interesting, I think, the idea of just being fearless on this site as a woman. And I think, for me, between Tatiana and Katie's blog, all the way to the beginning, it's interesting how that call to action kind of has followed through. That the most honest things and the most real things are going to touch the most people and are going to connect with the most people. But also, at the same time, it's not all about being serious. Sometimes it can be funny. Sometimes it doesn't have to have a reason. It's just about expressing yourself and doing something really cool.
And sometimes that does go to, like you can be very silly a lot of the time, but then it's just like things just come up that are just art.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, like not only is this music amazing, or not only is this thought amazing, but like the artistic part of it is just overwhelming.
I'm so excited for the video that's coming up right now.
It's so good. It's called In Your Arms.
It's by Tina Granis.
It's
one of my
so
favorite
beautiful,
musicians. And it's a beautiful video. It's one of those things where I feel like sometimes, and I won't mention things that have happened recently on YouTube, but people think that YouTube is about being so DIY and so underground that it can't have quality to it. And we make really cool stuff on the internet, and this is one of those things.
Jelly beans.
Jelly beans! I have to stand now. I just stand and watch that entire thing happen.
I like sitting.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not making a personal judgment on you. I'm gonna stand, you sit. Yeah, I chose that video just because, first of all, I love Tina Granis. I love that song. And she put that video out, and it was crazy. The response to that video was insane. How much people loved that.
The video is insane.
I think it took her, from what I heard, it was like a year. And like she couldn't change her hair, she couldn't do anything. It was like a whole process. She had a whole team behind her. Which is why I think she chopped off her hair as soon as that video came out. She's probably like, I'm done with this. I'm over it. Yeah, it's crazy to me hopefully the thing, again, that you take from this entire thing is, I know that we didn't show a lot of like huge viral videos, which is probably what you all expected. But I know personally for me, I wanted to share videos that have touched me that maybe haven't had the exposure that I think that they should have, and have created discussion that I think is important as people on YouTube and as women on YouTube, and what we expect from ourselves and what we expect from others and what we want to see on this site. And I feel like a lot of the same struggles that we all deal with, those of us who make videos and watch videos, are things that have kind of continued throughout the entire span of this site and will continue. And so at this point, I love Katie's call to action of like, be fearless, you know, kind of put stuff out there that you want to see, that you want to say, and that you want to hear, because you don't hear other people doing it, you don't see other people doing it. Just because someone hasn't done it before doesn't mean that you shouldn't, you know? You should be the first one, or don't be the first one, and just make something that makes you happy. And I think that all the women that we showcased tonight, and we still have one more video, but that we're showcasing are women that are fearless, women that put themselves out there, women that do things that they love, and not are only creative, but are just kind of true to a vision that they have for who they are on this site and where they want this site to go. What do you think, Bryarly?
Well, now I got.
And now you're gonna stand. I win.
I'm going
You're
to
welcome.
take a stand.
Oh.
You know what?
We're kind of color coordinated right now, you know?
We are, kind of.
We didn't plan this at all.
We really did.
We did.
When I was like thinking about this talk and this presentation, my thought process was just I really want people to be aware of all of the women on YouTube, and just like in the top 100 channels, there are what, 10 that are girls, maybe? Like it's like 80–90% guys, and that's not like good for them. Well done, but it feels kind of disproportionate to me, and I kind of wanted to just make a very firm point that we are around and make very cool things. And I feel like it's such a great community, and so much of my audience, at least, is made up of girls or women. I don't really know their ages.
I got that 13 to 17 on lock right now.
I'm so bad at like looking at my channel in a technical way. It's like, hey, there are people here today. Welcome. It doesn't get really intense about it, but like I like all the videos that we showed today, which is like why we picked them, obviously. And for me, it's I don't know about you guys, but I just feel very inspired by the things that other women are doing online, because like with that music video, you know, like I would love to make a music video even half that beautiful, and I would love to be as honest as Qui was at the beginning. I think that a lot of the time we forget as people how much we can do, and we get kind of confused and nervous because other people are telling us what they think of us and what they think we should do and how they think we should live our lives or express our thoughts and opinions. And usually if you take a minute and just sort of quiet all of the outside voices, like, you know where you want to go, and you know what you want to do and how you want to say what you want to say. And I don't think that we should let other people determine where we're going with our lives or what we're doing with our content. So if you want to make videos, make videos. And if you want to, I know there's been a lot of profanity today, and I've just been sitting here like, my mom would be so angry.
I was fine with it.
I personally am cool with it, but you know, like my parents have been like, not so into it.
I think it's the thing about this site is that, you know, there is content that is very appropriate for certain ages, and there are things that, like especially with the Tatiana video that I chose, I forgot how many bad words she said that. Like halfway through I was like, well, she said the F word about 6 times now, so this is a super family-friendly show. But I think that sometimes you have to forgo what's appropriate for what's real and what's honest, and I think that video I obviously moved quite a few of you in the audience. I heard people like getting very upset about it because it's so true. It's so true. And sometimes you have to forego the editing and the appropriateness of something to get the message. And I think that's a place, and YouTube is the place for that. Like what we're doing is exactly what we should be doing.
I think as well that like with regards to like profanity or crudity or however you want to spin it, it's sort of more the effect that's important, isn't it? Like if you're using curse words to like aggressively or against someone else or like in a mean fashion, then you shouldn't, but you should also just not be a dick. If you're using it to emphasize your point or to like color up your language, sorry, then I don't think that it is a problem, and that's just where I'm going after that. But yeah, you know, do what you want to do, say what you want to say, fuck it.
Make real shit. Do you want to introduce this last video of ours?
I do, but I do not remember the... Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hold on, I remember the title. I do. Hold up. Yes, I do. It's called Nobody Asked You. Are you here, creator of this video?
Where are you at? Come on.
Come on up.
Come up here.
I want you to introduce yourself, if you were...
There was a contest to show a video at TIFF. This lovely lady won that contest.
Deservedly so.
Deservedly so. Made an amazing video.
I really like what you say in this video. I think that it's awesome. And I don't want to take away your opportunity.
Yeah, come up here.
I love your hair.
Oh my god.
Tell everyone.
Hi.
Tell everyone who you are.
My name is Allison, and with one L, not two. My username is ilikealison, and it's nice to be here. Yeah, this video was made almost 2 years ago. I look younger than I already do, and my hair isn't purple in this video, but I hope you enjoy it. Yeah.
Do you want to take a seat?
Have a chair?
This video is called Nobody Asked You. Maybe. Possibly. There we go. So how long have you been doing YouTube videos for?
About, I think it's 3 years now.
3 years? Who are the people that like, inspired you to maybe start making videos with people that you watch?
Well, I had been watching YouTube videos since middle school,
Okay.
and admittedly, I started making like music videos with my cousins.
Okay.
That didn't go down so well, but I really enjoyed watching vloggers like Community Channel.
I was gonna say the little turn to the camera reminded me a little bit of Community Channel.
and the Titan Lady, Long Food Productions, and when I got on to when I started making videos and I really started watching other people, I really enjoyed watching people like Soundly Awake and and Wheezy Waiters. So yeah.
Very, very cool. Well, congratulations, and we're super happy that we saw your video. I hope that everyone goes and subscribes to her. Really? Allison with one L.
It's I Like Allison.
I Like Allison.
So.
Very cool.
One
So
L.
check her out. Check out, please, all of the women that we've showed tonight. And I think we're going to do a little Q&A. Is that correct?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. We have 10 minutes for a Q&A. If you guys have any questions for any of us up on stage, you can stay up here, Allison, if you want. Come hang out. Come be friends with us. Just sit down, girl. Sit down. If you guys have any questions about anything that you saw tonight for any of us, or just a question that you want to pose to, I guess, people here, because I feel like, you know, anything, we can help each other figure things out.
Where do you see the women of YouTube in 5, 10 years?
I have mixed feelings on YouTube in 5 to 10 years. If I don't know. I feel as though YouTube is going towards more old media, so I worry that people in general on YouTube who are more casual will be marginalized, which bothers me. So I don't know. I hope that the women that I watch on YouTube and that I like will continue to do things in entertainment, whether it's on YouTube or not. And I would like to see them go and do concert tours, or do some stand-up comedy, or have real talks about issues at events. You know, I don't see any reason why women who are powerful now won't be powerful in 5 years, but maybe in a different format.
I agree. I mean, I think the hesitation for where the site could go is real for a lot of us. And, you know, if there's still a place for people that maybe aren't as produced or have as much money behind them or as big of a team. For me personally, I feel like there is a division, obviously, between traditional media and new media. And we often don't understand each other, and we're very confused by each other. But I don't think that we have to be enemies. I think that one of the things in the community is that we get scared that we're going to lose our funniest people and our best people because they're going to go get a TV show or they're going to get a record deal or something. And I think that we shouldn't be afraid of success, and we shouldn't limit people to living the lives that they want and living the dreams that they want in the way that they want, because we want to hold on to them and make them very niche. I think that there is an audience out there for everyone. I think you're going to find the audience that you want, and you're going to find the people that should see your videos. And I think that's going to continue with women on YouTube. I think that we're just going to become more, hopefully more of us in the top 100, making really cool stuff. And you know, I look at some of my friends on this site who are, you know, getting book deals and are, you know, starting clothing lines and are doing things that maybe in their position they never would have had the chance to do. And this site has afforded them the opportunity to do that. I think that's only going to continue, and we're only going to see the people that we love, hopefully break into mainstream things, but also, you know, keep their core audience here and balance the two worlds. I don't think that you have to go one or the other. Next question.
She's
Oh, hi.
Hi, I saw you at, with my Calzone as well.
Yeah! Calzone.
Yeah, exactly. So, I know that the first video that you showed was filmed in 2008?
Yeah, something around there, 2007, 2008.
Yeah. So, in an age where everything is instant, you know, we have instant gratification, sort of like, okay, I'm bored, I'll just go on Tumblr for hours. And I have everything right away, you know, knowing that the feminist movement, I know that's sort of a taboo kind of word, like, ooh, took, like, you know, over 2 centuries to develop to where it is now. Like, what would you say to someone who says that, okay, well, that video was posted in 2008 or whatever, and the issues that she's talking about are still relevant, so what's the point in you know, doing anything about it? Because all the issues are still, they're still, you know, small picture, you don't see a lot of changes happening because we're still talking. Oh, I have a lot of words to say, but it's the microphone. Because in the small picture, you don't see a lot of changes happening.
Yes.
So there's not really that sort of, oh, well, this is helping somebody, or, oh, well, this is making a huge difference to, like, this school or this town or this whatever,
yeah.
So let's keep doing it.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you say to that sort of level?
I mean, it can be disheartening for something to come out and for there to be an issue and you want it to be dealt with right away. We are, you know, totally in the instant gratification. We want things fixed right away. We're not used to having to wait. I think that, you know, some fights are going to be slower than others. And I think that if you want change and you want things to happen, you have to stay on it. It's a slow burn, you know? And yeah, the issues that were relevant in 2008 are still relevant in 2013. But there are also a lot of things that have changed. And there are a lot of opportunities and positions for women on this site and off that weren't around in 2008. And I think that it just takes time for us to kind of, you know, to prove ourselves. And it's a fight. It's a fight. I don't think it's going to go away quickly. And I think that it's just important for people, whether they're vloggers or musicians or comedians, to kind of keep making stuff, because what you don't realize is that there are probably 13-year-olds logging onto the site that weren't around in 2008 to watch those kinds of things. So it's important that we expose them to that and that we take those conversations and make them new again so that they can find that content and hopefully makes them think a little bit more about what's going on, because that's, you know, the next generation of this. So we have a chance to influence the next generation of YouTubers and make them think a little bit more about what they're putting out there and what they want to see.
Okay. And I didn't want to ostracise Bryarly. I was just looking at, you know.
You can look at me all you want. It's fine.
I don't feel left out.
You don't feel left out?
No, I'm okay. My only thought about it is I think that the idea that because you can't do something. No. I think that the idea that you can't do something because it's because you're not going to be able to do it like as well as it can possibly be done or like immediately is unfortunate as a thought. Like, we really undervalue baby steps, and I feel like anything worth doing or worth creating takes time usually. You know, I've been around 23 years and I like me okay, but it took a damn long time to be here as a human talking in front of you. And so I guess I don't expect that anything that is equally as complex as No. I'm not trying to shut you down. It's just I don't feel like anything that's as complex as I consider myself to be would take less time than I have to get to this point. And it's something like that which affects more people. I feel like that's obviously going to take longer. But that doesn't mean that you need to stop trying.
Yeah. I think it's a real concern, but I think that we all have to be kind to ourselves and kind of give ourselves time to hopefully push forward that movement and help people see why it's important that there are more women visible on this site. And, you know, if that takes 5 years of making videos that people see, that it takes 5 years, it takes 10, 15, whatever, there are a lot of us that aren't going away anytime soon, and there's a whole new generation coming up that is going to continue the fight. So.
Guys, you've got 3 minutes. You've got a lot of questions.
3 minutes. Okay. Let's fast. Let's do this quickly.
Should we do like individual questions then, and so just one of us answers, and then
let's go for it.
Okay, cool.
Start here.
Okay, go.
Okay, so first off, thanks for that combination of videos. It was really good. There's a lot of stuff I felt like I wasn't seeing.
You're welcome.
So yeah, thanks. Yeah, so this is kind of a tough one for 3 minutes. Okay. Basically, the state of YouTube, there's sort of like this one-dimensional perception of women on YouTube. Do you think that that's something that can be addressed by women, or that the guys of YouTube should start doing something about it?
I think that anybody who feels strongly about an issue and wants to make a positive change should go for it. I think that with feminism kind of things, that it can be sometimes guys are shut out, and it's not right. Like, yes, a man is not going to know what it feels like to be a woman, obviously, but if somebody's trying to help you and they genuinely, and like it's from a good place, like, don't get mad at people for ignorance, get mad at people for willful ignorance, and don't get mad at people for trying to help.
Okay, cool.
So you talked a lot about the need for women to be fierce and honest. Do you think that's now problematized by the fact that YouTube is a lot of people's jobs, and if they say something, they might not be able to eat later that week, or, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is always, again, it's always a concern. I think, you know, especially if you're doing things like brand deals, you're doing whatever, you have to make sure that you're carrying your voice through. I think it's getting easier. I think that when we first started and it started becoming a career, that it was really hard to talk to companies and say, this is what I do and this is what works, because they want to just I just want to take your audience, I want to take it. I don't care about what you're doing. And I think that companies are becoming more aware that there's a reason why these people are successful, and tapping into that means cooperating and compromising with those people, because apparently creatively they are doing something very right. So I think that there is that concern, but I also think there's always going to be people that kind of shy away from that and are going to do whatever the hell they want. And I think those are the people to definitely look to and follow. Thank you.
The last question.
Last question.
Sorry.
Someone raise your hand. Right there.
Hit us up on Tumblr. We'll answer all your questions after the show, I promise.
Don't ask me things on Tumblr.
Ask me things on Tumblr. I love it.
See, but every time I answer one thing, I get
Hi,
told.
everybody.
Dangerous.
I only have a couple of minutes, so it's
Go for it.
quick. I'm going to try. Okay. Everybody here deserves what they want. Hard work will pay off. Passion and hard work. And I'm kind of scared right now, so I'm you know.
Don't be scared.
I'm trying. Okay, and everybody, be kind to one another. You guys are all amazing. Thank you.
That's a great way to end the show, I think. Well done.
And I really hope I can do what you guys are doing today one day.
You can. Do it. I think that, you know, that's the thing to take away from this, is that, you know, all of these people that we showed us, anyone in this audience, anyone at this gathering that's successful or doing this or just happy doing what they do, started just putting a video out there, being fearless about it and saying, we'll see what happens. And I think that that's the way to go about it. Just do the things that you love, regardless of what people tell you you can do, because there are a lot of good things coming. A lot of good things have happened.
Can I do a really quick plug?
Go for it.
Okay. It's not a bad plug. I have a meetup at 3 o'clock, and it is now 2:30. Which is, like, that's not me being like, so I have to go! But if you have a minute and you want to come say hi, or if you have any more questions or whatever, then come with me. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight, or today.